Hi, you're watching India Today Global with me, Ishita Mitra. It's Wednesday morning in the Indian capital, and at this hour, we bring you the latest from around the globe. Starting with the political shakeup in the Palestinian militant group Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the deadly October 7 attack on Israel, has now been named as the successor of the former political chief Ismail Haniyeh. He was killed in Tehran a couple of weeks ago. This move would reinforce the radical path that the militant group has been pursuing since October last year. If you talk about the leader, born in a refugee camp in Khan Yunis, Sinwar was elected as Hamas's leader in Gaza in 2017. He enjoys a reputation of being a ruthless enforcer among Palestinians. Reacting to this announcement, United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Sinwar has been and remains the primary decider for concluding a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Continuing with the West Asia, Hezbollah has pledged to respond alone or with allies to the killing of its commander Fuad Shukr. Syed Hassan Nasrallah said that response would be strong and effective and would come at the right time. He also said that making the enemy wait is a part of the punishment, while adding that all international attempts at persuading the group not to retaliate were futile. This as Hezbollah launched drone attacks at two military sites in northern Israel and attacked an Israeli military vehicle in another location. The Israeli military said that a number of hostile drones were identified from Lebanon and one was intercepted, while at least 4 Hezbollah fighters were killed in a strike on a home in Lebanese town on Tuesday. Moving to the United States now, in a much anticipated move, Democrats' presidential nominee Kamala Harris has picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate for 2024 presidential elections. The duo campaigned for the first time together on Tuesday in Philadelphia, kicking off a multi-day tour of battleground states. When we talk about this leader, Walz is a 60-year-old U.S. Army National Guard veteran and a former teacher. He was elected as the governor of Minnesota in 2018 and then again in 2022. When it comes to his policies, he has been pursuing progressive agenda, and this includes free school meals, goals for tackling climate change, tax cuts for middle class, and expanded paid leave for workers. The Harris campaign has said that it has raised about $20 million after the announcement of Walz as the vice presidential pick. On to Bangladesh now, where the situation remains tense. At least 24 have been killed, including an Indonesian national. They were burnt alive by a mob in Bangladesh at a star hotel owned by the leader of Awami League Party. BNP leader and former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia has expressed concerns over the nationwide violence. This after being released from jail. When it comes to the formation of government, Mohammad Yunus, a Nobel Prize winner and an economist, has been chosen to lead the interim government in Bangladesh. This comes after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country following a violent crackdown on student-led uprising. Some news from the United Kingdom now, as the country continues to grapple with demonstrations over Southport stabbings. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has warned that sufficient police would now be deployed on the streets to handle anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant riots in the coming days. Starmer said that over 400 people have been arrested, 100 have been charged, and he was expecting the sentencing to begin soon. Riots spread across UK cities and towns after the murder of 3 girls at a Taylor Swift-themed event in Southport. This was triggered by false messaging on social media that wrongly identified the suspected killer as an Islamist migrant. Staying on UK now, the banter triggered between Keir Starmer and Elon Musk due to anti-immigrant demonstrations is still continuing, but now it seems to be getting one-sided. Musk has now called the Prime Minister two-tier Keir to suggest that UK police are treating white far-right protesters more harshly than minority groups. Earlier, Musk responded to Starmer's post condemning attacks on mosques and Muslim communities, asking that shouldn't you be concerned about all communities? While Starmer's original post had emphasized on the need to protect all communities, Musk's reply suggested that he believes Starmer was being selective in his condemnation. On to Russia-Ukraine war now. Russia has said that Ukraine launched an armored assault into Russia's southern Kursk region, but Moscow has responded, and currently the situation on border is under control. Kursk's acting governor said that 5 people were killed, including 2 members of an ambulance crew, and at least 20 were wounded in the fighting. Moscow's defense ministry said that it has sent reserves to help repel hundreds of Ukrainian fighters backed by tanks in what can now be called as one of the largest ground incursions into the Russian territory of more than 2-year-old war. You see, Ukraine regularly fire missiles and artillery into Russian territories and has even hit targets deep inside Russia, but infantry raids are pretty rare. Some news from Pakistan now. A national from the country has been accused of playing a role in Donald Trump's assassination, and now this man called Asif Merchant, alleged to have ties with Iran, has been charged in a plot to carry out this political assassination on US soil. Prosecutors in Brooklyn announced criminal charges against Asif Merchant, accusing him of traveling to New York to try to hire a hitman for the assassinations. Now, this plot was disrupted before it could be carried out. Court documents do not identify any of the potential targets other than Trump, but this case was unsealed just weeks after officials disclosed that a threat on Donald Trump's life from Iran, and it had prompted additional security in the days before Pennsylvania rally in which Trump was injured by a gunman's bullet. Now, the shooting carried out by the 20-year-old in Pennsylvania was unrelated to the Iran threat. In another news, Mexico has invited Russian President Vladimir Putin to the October 1 inauguration of President-elect Claudia Sheinbaum. Now, the ties between the two countries have been growing closer, with Putin congratulating Sheinbaum on her June victory, saying that Mexico is and has been Russia's historically friendly partner, and this victory opens up new tab in Latin America. Remember, though, the International Criminal Court had issued an arrest warrant against Putin in 2023, accusing him of war crimes for illegally deporting hundreds of Ukrainian children after Moscow invaded its neighbor in February 2022. And while Russia is not a member of the ICC, Mexico is. Mexico is yet to respond to a question regarding how the country's ICC membership would actually affect Putin's possible attendance at Sheinbaum's inauguration if Putin decides to come to the country. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Top Stories. Stay tuned to India Today Global for more such updates.